Welcome to Spill the Sustainability,
the podcast where we spill the tea on the hottest
and most controversial topics in the industry over a cup of tea.
We're back!
We are! It's another week.
It's another week, another episode. How's it going? Are you melting? I'm really hot.
I'm actually okay today. I've been distressed the past few days because I've been so hot. But today I actually feel a little bit better. I think I'm dressed a little bit better for it.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because I don't function well in the heat. I'm just very slow, and London's not built for being slow, unfortunately.
No.
So it's
you
annoying.
become one of those people that's really annoying to walk behind.
Yeah, I do. I'm with my fan walking really, really slow.
Yeah.
I'm take me to Africa.
Oh dear. Matcha again?
Matcha again. I'm getting crazy. It's got strawberry.
Go on, say it.
It's got strawberry jam in it.
I don't think that's crazy. I've seen enough TikToks with strawberry
It's actually
jam.
really yummy.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Is it really sweet?
No, it's not, because I don't like particularly sweet drinks, and I also don't like syrups in my matcha really ever. And I put not loads in, and also because you have the good strawberry jam, it's quite a natural one rather than a jelly kind of jam.
Yeah, like a gross one.
It's good.
I'm obviously just drinking a coffee. No surprises here.
Nice frothy coffee.
Yeah, although the machine sounded like it was about to have a heart attack.
I know, I was worried it was actually going to explode.
I was like, please don't use boiling milk in my face. Not today.
Not the smeg.
Not the smeg. Not the Facebook Marketplace smeg.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
good
of course.
For us. Yeah.
But this week's episode is something that Rose and I have been talking about privately
for a long time now.
Yeah, a long time. And it is, have London charity shops just become shit?
Have they forgotten who they are?
Their true identity, their purpose.
Yeah. That, and then why do so many brands think that they've suddenly become high-end designers?
Why are they catfishing us?
Yeah.
Stop faking it. We all know the truth.
AKA the recent Adidas ASOS show. Yeah, the Adidas ASOS show. I'm just a bit confused. Why are you doing that? Who asked for that? Nobody. Literally nobody asked for that.
I'm not gonna lie though, okay? Confession.
Oh God, what are you gonna say?
No, it's not even. I don't think it's that bad. I actually do quite like the cool sporty outfits, the second-hand Adidas, but I don't want to be buying it off ASOS. I don't want to be buying it new.
Ooh. I actually completely agree. I like an upcycled sporty moment. I love a sporty ballet pump. I like
really.
Didn't you know? I like Adidas's stuff.
Yeah, I have those trackies with the big bows on the front that everyone loves.
My issue is more Adidas and ASOS. Why are you putting a fashion show on? Why?
If it was Adidas and London School of Fashion with old Adidas upcycled designs,
be so cool. Actually.
I'm here for that's cool. That's genuinely really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not here for whatever this. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to just. Whatever this ASOS thing is, that makes no logical sense to me at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the thing, and also because we're fast fashion's so bad. I was surprised by how many people were there. A lot of people who I thought who I thought were kind of not sustainability people, but aware. I was just surprised to see them there.
I guess it's different. I've been having this conversation a lot with myself.
Yeah.
So just talk to myself at night. And also just other people of sort of the balance between making a living and doing the conscious
really
effort.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I'm not saying that, going to the Adidas ASOS show is the right thing to do, but also I can understand why people, if they got an invite, would go. Because they want to
cultivate a relationship with the brand.
Not even with that brand, but with just other people there. There'll be Bricks magazine there, for example, who are, I think, really good.
I love
we both
Bricks
love
magazine.
Bricks. Some people Off Trend, for example, who do the street interviews. Those sorts of people will be there, and actually cultivating relationships with those sorts of people as a networking opportunity. I'm not saying.
No, I hear what you're saying completely.
Would I go? No. would I want to go just to see what the hell's going on, but not actually to like support it or anything? Just be like, what?
I guess the thing is, like, I complain about it, but really, when it comes down to like the nitty gritty of it, what actually is the difference between Adidas, ASOS doing a show and then like some of these like high end designer brands, like really down to like the bare bones, they're probably all
the same.
And like, as we keep talking about, I wonder if they're using some of the same factories and seems just different things anyway. First. So like, I complain and I go, why are you doing that? But
I think that's the same. I think we often this goes back to, we put high street in the same boat, or no, in a different boat to high end, but actually they're all in the same like stream.
Yeah.
It's all just, similar factories, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hiding supply chains, all back to the same things, all using the same materials. Like, actually, what's the difference between Prada using nylon versus like Adidas using nylon? It's the same bloody material.
And I think I guess that's what it comes down to, is that it's all kind of the same anyway. I do just think, like, on the publicity side, like, you can't get annoyed for a brand for doing marketing, but like,
they shut down the whole of Warren Street.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's a little bit... I'm over it.
Well, you're never into it.
No, I'm just never into it. But just like, these fast fashion brands need to relax.
They need to calm down.
Get back down.
Calm down. No,
and also, like, although yes, it is the same kind of thing, there is, like, I think it is important for there to be a distinction between high street and high end, because otherwise prices start, like, things like Zara happen, or like this Pretty Little Thingery brand where people think they're buying into high quality when they're not. And that's not to say all designers high quality, but like,
but I will say designer couture, I said, because there's obviously loads of like different lines. Designer couture is going to be higher quality than Zara. Sorry, that's just like fact. I would say.
Or actually, a good example is like how Zara made like a lot of Issey Miyake-esque pleats bits, and like I'm wearing like an actual Issey Miyake one now.
It's beautiful,
and the quality's amazing, and it's like beautifully made, and it's really cool, guys.
I really want to get an Issey Miyake. That's one thing I didn't get when I was in Japan. I was like, boo!
But you can see the quality difference between this and like Zara.
So this, guys, is actual engineering. It's not just like
cool
clothes. It's actually really hard to come up with fabric design like this.
Yeah. But I think that's do you know what I mean? That's a really great way of like showing difference between like Zara and a designer.
Yeah, I mean, I think I looked into, basically, Rosie texted me last night. No, you voice noted me about 11 p.m. saying like, Izzy, have you seen like ASOS has done this thing with Adidas? And I just did a cheeky quick Google like search, because I actually did see it on people's stories.
Sorry for slurping, guys.
Slurp. And ASOS and Adidas have this like partnership, and have done since the end of last year.
They've been
like co-elaborating.
But even like back in the day, I think of them being like quite synonymous anyway, weirdly.
But I think they do. Yeah, I guess I know Adidas do a lot of launches only on ASOS. Like, those pony skin sambas that everyone was like dying about. That all of the sort of trend-led like sites. That makes me sound so freaking old.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like we're talking.
They were
about
the shoe.
They were the shoe, like literally of 3 months ago. And now I don't see anyone wearing them, but I still love pony skin. Anyway, my point is they do a lot of exclusive launches with ASOS, and I think this is another one of their like big marketing things. But it's extreme.
I mean, I applaud the marketing team. And it's just a shame that like small independent brands don't have the budget to do stuff like that, because it's such like, I love the concept and everything, and I think it would be so nice to see like independent designers and things doing a show like that.
Do you know what, if Graduate Fashion Week ever want to invite Rosie and I to go to a show, please let us know. Because I feel like that's where like actual really cool design happens.
Exactly. It's just the unfortunate thing of like no one has a good enough budget to be able to materialise these ideas,
unless you're a big scary brand.
Yeah. And I guess that goes back to also making an income, which is like, unfortunately, to make an income from like influencing or whatever, you do have to like align with some brands. That
I had a really interesting conversation with someone about the idea of selling out, because it's like a term used for like freelancers, like if you're selling out to a brand. And someone said to me, is it selling out just trying to make a living? And that like actually really like hit me. I was like, well,
it's a privilege to be able to decline work.
Absolutely.
And I think people hold people to this expectation that like they should be able to decline work, but no, it's a privilege to be able to turn down like even like £250. Do you know what I mean? That's like not a lot of money, but also could be like that is a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people like, I wouldn't sell out for anything less than like 20k. Like piss off. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that yeah, it's literally just privilege to be able to say no to work, and sometimes you do have to twist your morals to put food on your plate.
But I think this exactly goes back to like who goes to the Adidas ASOS show, right? It's sort of, they might be using that as an opportunity to go network, an opportunity to like put their outfits in front of a different audience, and people might be like, who is that? Like it's like me going to Copenhagen Fashion Week. It's like me just trying to like reach new people in the industry, but on like a slightly different scale, I suppose.
Also, it's difficult because like it's also just fun, I guess, and like what's the line of like, can you go to like an event hosted by one of these brands just for fun? Like what counts as like being too aligned? Do you know what I mean? Because like why not? Like they're not working to like, do you know why can't you go and just have fun at an event? So it's difficult. It's
what we're trying to say is that a lot of this stuff is really grey, and people will have their reasons, whether it's just for fun, whether it's for networking, and I think we're all quite quick to judge. And
I think it's important to be respectful of like everyone's situation, and as we always say, it's the company, not the consumer.
Exactly. Like Adidas, you should be doing better. ASOS, I mean,
it could have been a great opportunity for them to, as you said, do an upcycled collection, or like do a reworked collection or something like that,
but they didn't,
because they could have still worked with ASOS, like ASOS Marketplace, and then like Adidas Reworks, and like done all of those. This is when they're like, that's actually what I hope that's what they actually did, and I just like don't know it. You know, because like they could have done something
that would have been really like,
it would have been really like actually really cool. Imagine if they'd got like students from like LCF and CSM to like design bits,
or even just like small upcycling, like Loom, like Loom app, or like
Lydia Bolton.
Like when Lydia Bolton worked with Line Bikes guys. Iconic.
Like there's opportunity for the brand to have made it like a bit more of a climate conscious event.
We haven't actually looked into that. Loads coming soon.
Guys, like ASOS and Adidas, if you want some consultants,
we're here to help.
And then like on that, we also wanted to talk about charity shops, because I got so triggered the other day, like unbelievably triggered at a charity shop, and like I've been getting triggered in them, like it's not new, like
the fact that you're like, Izzy, I'm so angry, you like just fully voiced over to me in a full rage.
Bear in mind I'm PMSing, so like I am.
You're like, I couldn't donate coat hangers.
I had like some really nice ones, and like maybe that sounds like a really weird thing to donate, but I forgot to bring them for you. I have some really nice Alexander McQueen like black velvet coat hangers,
whatever they're called.
And they're really nice, they're in great condition, and like I feel like someone would be really happy to like find like some like bougie hangers.
Also, if they were just like a £5 or like £3.
And like, because personally I actually buy coat hangers from charity shops.
Do you?
Yeah, because sometimes they have really nice silk ones, or ones with like pretty flower, like they have some cute ones.
Yes.
And so it's like amazing, someone will be like chuffed to get these. Went to 3 charity shops. No, we don't accept hangers. We get provided with them. I'm not trying to give them to you to use on your clothes.
I'm trying to sell them, honey.
I'm trying to give you stock. And it really got under my skin, because it just, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just...
No, do you know what it is? It's because we did that whole episode about donating good quality, nice things to charity shops. You try and donate literally a designer coat hanger, and they say no. Like, that is such a slap in the face on what we're trying to do, like, in our lives, or like, on the podcast, whatever.
And then it left me with like, I don't know how to get rid of them. And then I was carrying them around, and I almost just threw them in the bin, because I was like walking around like having expected to drop them off, and I was like, I'm not going to throw them in the bin, but like if someone did, like I wouldn't be mad. Like I ended up carrying them around the entire day and took them home in the evening, because I felt too guilty to put them in the bin.
Which is, I guess, the guilty conscience is working for you.
Yeah, but like, come on, do you know what I mean? Like, I understand not wanting to take like soiled and like bad donations, but I just don't really understand charity shops anymore. I feel like they're turning less into charity shops and more into like they think they're like what secondhand boutiques like.
But then this is the thing. There's charity shops like Royal Trinity Hospice.
Yeah.
Which I feel like. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm so slurpy
here for the
today.
It's great. But Royal Trinity Hospice, if you know, you know. I think they're London only, aren't they? Are they?
I've got no idea.
But Royal Trinity, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like they're quite a boutique-y charity shop. I feel like they often have, like, to be fair, a good curation, but also like stuff in there's like 30, 40 quid.
Yeah, which I guess the thing is, people often argue when it comes to charity shops. Charity shops aren't meant to be for the community; they're meant to be raising money for the charity, and I just find that quite inappropriate of a statement. Charity shops are supported by the local community. They wouldn't be able to be selling back if the community wasn't donating. I think there's almost they have like a, I forget the word, but they have like a duty to be providing back to the local community, because it's a...
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like, I always think charity shops are, yes, they're, you know, raising money for the charity, but also they're providing an opportunity for people to buy good quality clothes who couldn't otherwise.
Because that's, in my mind, the point of the concept of charity.
Yeah, like that's a charitable thing to do, you know? But also, like, that's, I think, a beautiful idea of circular economy.
Yeah.
Is also helping others in the process. And yes, you're helping the people who need the charity money, but also you should be helping the people in the community where that shop is,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
It also, I think, gets under my skin because a lot of these charities are like, the charities that I notice charging ridiculous prices are charities that are quite big and quite established. They have huge amounts of money going into them, like astronomical, and yet they're still overcharging on clothing. And it's these small, cute little ones like that are charging reasonable prices.
Like 2 minutes down the road for me.
And I don't get that. Like, I'd get it if these tiny little independent local ones were like charging a little bit more because like there's like one of the shop. Do you know what I mean? But when there's like hundreds of them across the UK and that's just like a small finger of the charity's pot.
Is it a London problem, do you think? Like, because I think, you know, I don't live in London. Very grateful not to live in London. But the further out you go, there's, you know, it's common knowledge that the prices are cheaper. And for example, if you go to the north, the prices are cheaper again than if you just go out of London in the south. Like, is this just a London only?
I'm gonna sneeze.
I know. Bless you.
Thank you.
Is it a London only problem where, you know, actually...
I don't know. My mum used to live in a town called Marlborough, and that used to be really good prices for charity shops. So it was like the whole high street full of charity shops, and I'd go there with my mum a lot, and we'd like, you know,
slip dresses.
I have like a Alberto Ferretti silk slip dress that I got for like £3, a Save the Queen dress that was really cheap, I can't remember how much.
I think it was 20 quid.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of expensive actually.
I think it was that, I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. But those charity shops got increasingly more and more expensive. I lived there, like that's where I grew up, and I watched them get more and more and more expensive and then do refurbs so they looked less like charity shops and more like boutiques, and then up their prices more. But it's things like, without authenticating designer products,
yeah,
you can't be charging the prices that you do. It's unethical, and actually I think it's illegal to be able to sell designer items.
Did I tell you the story of me when I was like 18? I was in Southsea near Portsmouth, which is like a posher area in that area, in like the Portsmouth area, and I was charity shopping with some mates, and there was a Mulberry Alexa bag at the time. Mulberry, I still love you. And this charity shop was selling
good quality stuff.
Such good quality stuff. This charity shop was selling this bag for £100, which I think is quite a lot of money. And I, at the time, already had like started to self-taught a bit of authentication because I just think that's really interesting. And I looked at it and went, geez, Louise, it's fake.
Yeah.
And it was £100. And I, like, 18-year-old me didn't have the heart to say it's fake, but actually I wish 18-year-old me went up to them and said, I just want you to know that this is actually fake.
Have you ever done that before? Because I did that recently and it did not go down well.
Wait, you did that recently?
I kind of was like...
Oh, was this the one in...
Yeah, but I've been doing it a lot. I've been questioning, like, pretty much most charity shops I go into have started questioning the prices of, like, their designer goods and asking if they're authenticated. Because it's just, like, I don't know.
It icks Rosie out, guys.
It's become my life's mission. Yeah, like my ultimate side quest, basically. And they get quite defensive.
I bet they do. They do.
And I'm not trying to be like rude about it. I'm just saying, like, why are you charging £200? Like,
that is quite.
Like, has this been authenticated? What systems do you use to authenticate it? Like, do you authenticate it in the shop? Like, how do you know if it's real?
But I think if you go in with that, people, you know what some people are like, they just go straight on the defensive. You have to be like, oh, I'm really sorry, I just wanted to check.
I'm not rude about it.
Oh, I'm not saying you are rude, but you got to be like ultra fluffy when going to places like that.
I don't care.
I also respect that though.
I get like, because when I see it, I'll like see something that like, it's just sometimes things that are like so obviously fake.
Yeah.
Like the stitching's completely off, like it's like badly made, like the pattern is incorrect.
The logo just...
it's like squiffed to the side. And I'm like, do you really think that this is real? And I do think that it's I do think it's unethical, and I do think it's wrong.
I mean, I would agree, because you can't be charging hundreds of pounds for an item that isn't authenticated. Because you're selling counterfeit goods, which if you didn't know is illegal.
Exactly. Thank you.
She's like, I got validation.
Yeah. And I don't know, it makes me really sad, because like it's such a big part of like how me and Izzy met actually was that I made like charity shopping videos and like, you know,
I bet, where is it?
Yeah.
I must go.
I'd like do tours of charity shops in different locations of London and like rate them, all that jazz. So like I love charity shops, and like I don't think I'll ever stop loving them, but I do feel that they need to remember who they are and remember like where they came from and like who even made them relevant.
Well, this is the reason.
I'm not saying I made them relevant. I'm saying like we, like as the humans in the world, made them relevant.
But I think this is why places like Vinted, eBay, Depop are popping off, is because people cannot be dealing with the prices in charity shops anymore. Whereas, you know, you can find deals.
Charity shops are inaccessible.
As Vinted is fully accessible.
Yeah.
Also, I think my Moschino dress is arriving today.
Ooh. Yeah, I love Vinted. I bought a pair of little Prada loafers on there for £40 just the other day.
Have they arrived?
Yeah, and they're really nice.
Do they fit well?
Yeah, they do. They're 6.5 and they fit beautifully. But in a charity shop, how much would have those been? Probably like £150.
Then you did buy your Prada boots for £90 in a charity shop.
Which like was kind of just, you know.
I think it's a really tricky one. I think ultimately, please can charity shops stop selling fakes unless they're fully unless you authenticate them. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling a fake in a charity shop if it's priced accordingly, like £2.
Yeah.
Like the one near me, there was a fake Stephen Sprouse Louis Vuitton pochette, which I have like the real one. But I looked at it and I was like, low-key, it's £2. Like if someone wanted that, go for it. Like I'm here for it.
Like get your bag.
Yeah, like get your bag, girl.
Yeah.
You know, like I actually loved that, but it was £2.
Yeah.
Not £200.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Exactly.
You know?
It just also irritates. I guess part of it is that like charity shop staff have access to the internet, so they like search up brands beforehand. But also I think that they get a little confused. I don't know. They get a little bit confused, I think, sometimes, and like search up a brand and like maybe don't understand what they're seeing in terms of like the resale value of it. Like just because something, for example, original price is £300, that doesn't mean that the resale value of it is like 200.
No,
it can easily like
50.
Yeah,
less than that.
Like it changes.
Yeah, I also think when it comes to designer stuff, a lot of the authentication is down to the quality of the leather, the stitching, as you said, like which way the clasp lock turns. You know, is there a hallmark stamp on the left side? You know, like it gets very nitty gritty, and unless you actually fully understand that or are trained, you know, you've spent a lot of time doing your research, looking at something really quickly and just saying yes or no, looks roughly right, isn't actually sufficient at that price point.
I also, I agree. It's just, but it's not just designer stuff. Like, So
I'm just gonna vomit. This is disgusting.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't resist. But like they price Shein stuff quite high.
Oh my god, this is my ick.
Why?
Okay, sorry.
It's more expensive than on Shein.
My biggest ick in a charity shop is going in and why is Shein £15?
Right? It literally costs like £3 in a charity shop.
I went to Angel. I think I was literally with you, and I saw this really nice dress, and it was bloody Shein, with tag, £15.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
piss off.
It's also I really like.
That actually is more icky to me. No, that's almost more icky to me than the designer stuff.
Yeah, because it doesn't even make sense. I literally saw a Shein top priced higher than a Karen Millen top recently.
Make it make sense.
Like why?
Karen Millen, like Y2K Karen Millen is like,
it's good quality. It's nice. It was like a little sort of lacy camisole. It was like
cute,
£8.50, and then the Shein little like top was 12, and I was like,
do you know something that's really sad actually? When I was visiting my friend in Fiji, they get a lot of like, obviously they're in the global south, they get a lot of donations from Australia because people, you know, think they're doing a good job, and basically they get sent like a shit ton of clothes. Like it's essentially like the South Pacific version of the Kathmandu market situation. And my friend there was like, oh, I love Shein, because she just genuinely thought like there was so much of it, and she was like, yeah, there's so much of it, like it's always really nice. And I just had this like moment of like, oh my god, we're sending this awfully made, terrible quality clothes that we've worn for 2 seconds on a night out to the global south or wherever, charging them for it. They're having to pay for that, and they think it's good quality because they don't understand. Like, I obviously like sat down with her and explained, and she was like, ugh, gross. Like, you know, she was like, ugh. But she said there's just so much of it.
It's crazy.
And that like really go on, slurp. Beautiful.
I think it's because there's a spoon in there.
Probably. But that just like really, really hit me, because I don't know, meeting someone who like actually thinks Shein is good because they have no idea. Because, and then we think it's acceptable to be charging £15 or more than a Karen Millen top, which is, okay, Karen Millen I'm pretty sure is owned by...
It's fast fashion now, but their old stuff is good quality.
Yeah, I would say Y2K Karen Millen, like loads of beautiful silk dresses, like that's a really good Y2K brand. But, gosh, Shein and charity shops, overpriced BS.
Yeah, and it gets me irritated because I mean, as we always say, we both try to donate like nice quality things to charity shops, and like I guess maybe this is like a me issue, but like in return for like my nice quality donations, I kind of expect to like be able to shop in them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and like it kind
I want my stuff to be priced at accessible value, like price point.
Yeah, because
that gives me joy.
Well, when was it? I can't remember. I was in a charity shop, and then a guy was like, was this me or was this you? Anyway, I'm gonna tell this story.
And then I felt it might be me. Our lives are blurred into one.
And like a guy was complaining about.
Oh, it was me.
Yeah, go on.
Was it the photo thing?
Yeah,
that's me. It was basically, I was at a charity shop and this man was going in, I think it was like his late mum's painting, and he was like, it's worth this much money, so like I need you to sell it for this much, otherwise I'm not going to donate it. And he went to one charity shop and the woman was like, I'm really sorry, like we wouldn't be able to sell it for that value, we'd probably sell it for 20 quid just because this is a charity and we can't sell for that. And he was like, fine, then I'll take it away. And he just like, so rude. Went to another charity shop, and bless the woman who was working there, I'm pretty sure she was Hong Kong Chinese, and she, like her English wasn't perfect, and he was so rude to her because she couldn't understand what he was trying to communicate to her. So he was being even more rude, and he was like, I need to speak to the manager, like if you're not going to sell this for the right value, I'm just going to leave. And he was being so rude to her, and everyone in the shop was looking at him thinking, what the hell, this is a charity. Okay, if it was her dying wish to give it to charity, then accept your fate. If he did the research to look how much it was worth, just bloody sell it yourself then.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what his problem was. It was so rude. And obviously I felt really sad for the woman who was working behind the till. And everyone, like, people went up to her afterwards, like, are you okay? Because it was such an off experience in a charity shop. Like, charity shops are meant to be like chill vibes.
Yeah.
Like, don't be mean to the volunteers. They're literally volunteering their time to be there.
Yeah. God, I just can't believe that. It's just, and I guess that's the thing, maybe why stuff's priced so high, because people think, like, shop staff maybe think that we want to get the charity the most amount of money. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't even think about what charity I'm donating stuff to. It never crosses my mind to like think I want to give my stuff to this my stuff to this charity shop. Like, I never donate with the intention of like supporting a specific charity.
Yeah, fair.
I donate to, in my area, I donate to the charity shops that I think will benefit from my donations the most.
Yeah, there's the charity shop near me. Can we go after?
Yeah.
The charity shop near me, I donated a load of stuff, and I donated like grey milk, which is a lovely made to order brand. It was just stuff that like didn't fit me quite right. And the nicest thing was going in there a week later, seeing my stuff there for £2. Like, you know, I paid £100 for those items. And I wasn't upset about, because I felt, you know what, someone's going to freaking love that, and that gives me immense joy.
And if you'd wanted the money, you would have put it on Depop or Vinted. Like, do you know what I mean? You're donating it to charity. In my mind, when I donate stuff to charity, especially when it's good quality things, I'm thinking, like, for example, when I was 17 and was able to like buy like a nice leather jacket for like £7, and like it was like amazing, and I still get to wear it now. Like, when I donate something like to the charity shops, I'm thinking, oh my god, this is like, someone's going to be so happy. Like, it's going to be a steal. Like, they're going to be so glad to like acquire this like 100% wool jumper in the winter when at like a reasonable price. Exactly.
And there's like the charity shop near me, I'm not going to say where it is because we've got to protect my location, but someone had donated, I think, like 5 pairs of ballet shoes, and they were all £6 each. Like, you know, that's exactly what it should be about: affordable, good quality clothing
and community. I
think. Like, that charity shop is actually really nice. Like, you can tell that people go in there, like a lot of the people who go in there are people who like wouldn't be able to afford. If it's just like lovely, that's like what it should. I think that's what it should be about.
That's my understanding of the point of a charity shop. Also, I've noticed that a lot of charity shops have shifted having their higher quality items from having them on the shop floor to putting them on eBay.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think that depends on where it is, though. This charity shop is part of a very big charity. A charity that I actually have like quite close like connections with. And I think it depends where, because I don't think items from this particular shop go there. I think it's definitely the London ones, actually.
The reason I have an issue with it slightly is that, like, when I donate, like, a nice winter jacket to my local charity shop, I'm giving it to my local community. My intention is, like, to give it to someone who needs a good winter jacket, not for it then to end up on eBay.
Do you know what we need? We just need a more local community swap shops.
Community clothes banks kind of things, because that's like I don't know, I think everybody should be able to go to charity shops and there's enough clothes to go around for everyone, but like I think it's so important that people have access to high quality clothing at a reasonable price.
What are your thoughts on France? Sorry, this just made me think of like good quality clothes. France banning fast fashion ads.
I'm like, get me to France.
French government.
I think that's so cool. I think England's really getting like left behind in so many ways at the moment. Politically, like legislatively.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, is that a word? just whatever.
Device overheated. We're back again, guys. So just so you know, I do put the camera in the fridge. Yeah, it goes in the fridge.
Do you think that's part of the problem?
I don't know. I might message them. Well, it's we're 33 minutes in, so we're really sorry. We're gonna try and work out how to fix the problem for our YouTube people.
But I don't know. I think that's amazing of France. More of that kind of vibe in the UK.
Although I will say the fact that the UK didn't allow Shein on the London Stock Exchange
was a big deal.
Fat win. Although they are trying to enter the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which they'll probably get onto because obviously Hong Kong, China, blah 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 blah. Which I don't want to talk about this on here. But you know, he'll really piss me off. Maybe upset. I don't think anyone should be allowing the Shein people. No one should be allowing Shein on whatever stock exchange it is. I don't care what country it is, because it's awful. Get them in the bin. And it's, you know, just because it's on someone else's stock exchange, just because it's not where we are, it's still our problem.
Yeah, exactly. Because everything affects the whole world. Everything affects
our world. Just because it's not on our back garden yard, whatever they're saying, it's like backyard. It's still in our backyard. Like, you're still gonna get Shein crap. It just means there's gonna be more money for Shein. No one wants that. It's a problem.
No, I agree. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think brands and charity shops need to like
calm down,
relax,
calm down? I think brands, stop pretending to be what you're not. Stop catfishing us.
Yeah.
You know, like, as I said, you're not Jonathan Addison doing his first Dior show.
Yeah.
Fantastic, by the way. But like, you know, like that man. But that's not who you are. It's a streetwear brand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say.
No, I agree, and I think as like.
Actually, do you have something else to say?
Oh, okay.
What you could be doing is supporting the English football team, like the women who are just about to start the Euros. If you wanted to do something sporty and cool and like feminist, like go support our gals. Like if you were going to do something that had some moral compass attached to it, it would be that. Okay?
I think that's the thing. I think that's basically my problem with it, is like I don't understand what the point was. Like, at all.
There wasn't one.
And, like, I think I'd, like, get it a bit more if... And, like, emphasis on the fact that I don't blame, like, the influencers or anyone for going to this. Yeah. This is about the corporations. Like, I don't get, like, what the point was. Like, why are you showing us these things?
If they were, like, you know, did an upcycle collection and they worked with the women's England football team as part of their, like, new...
I just think
like go to the Euros. That has to me much more like backing meaning.
And I do think now in today's climate, you can't, or like if you want something to like have a strong impact, it needs to have like a point, like a soul to it. And I think from my perspective, like that just seemed really pointless and soulless, and like there wasn't a cause or like a goal.
But is that just who we are?
What is people? Yeah, maybe.
Because I think people just like to look at nice stuff, whereas
I love watching shows, but like during Fashion Week, the shows that like I love watching, like I don't know, like
I do like Couture Fashion Week.
Like the Rick Owens show, most recent one, like just look. I mean, it was amazing. I don't know.
Do you see the Moschino show? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I feel like it'd be good.
I've watched the old ones, but I haven't seen any new ones. But like, I just sort of think that if you're gonna make that much of a public stunt,
it has to be art.
Yeah, it has to be art, and actually, like the
theatre. Theatre.
Yeah, like that Margiela show that was just like incredible. With do you know what I mean? Art. You have to be like, you know, art or social cause.
Is it the Alexander McQueen one where she gets spray painted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Art theatre. Or cause, and like this ASOS Adidas thing is not art and it's not a cause. So it's just more of this. It's more of
existing.
Yeah, for the sake of it.
Yeah, and in terms of charity shops, again, like I feel like charity shops, at least in London, have lost their true essence.
Yeah.
Their purpose, their being, their community drive.
And I do think they will start closing down if they don't get
a grip, guys.
Because Vintage just going to completely take over.
Yeah, I mean, reality. I love a charity shop. We love a charity shop. But if I'm having to spend £25 on brand new Zara with tags with a stain on it, God forbid I will just buy it secondhand.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Mic drop. So guys, we're glad to be back on our second episode.
That was a proper gossipy one.
Yeah, and it was nice to have a little gossipy one.
Gossipy.
But if there's any topics, things, moments, events, people you'd like us to talk about, maybe not talk about people, but
interview people.
Yeah, interview. Then like let us know, because we always want to make sure you're enjoying what we're doing.
Obviously. Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you think that charity shops are just being blip.
Yeah. Do you still shop at charity shops, or do you go to Zara?
Zara? I think she means Vinted eBay Depop.
Dyslexic brain. Word of
On that note.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening to this week's episode.
If you want to see more from us, you can follow us on socials at Rosie O'Cotcha and Izzy Manuel. Bye!